offer to you.
Hotez said that once enough people were injected with 2 doses, viral transmission would stop and other measures would no longer be necessary.
News is good. It's saying even after 6 months, it still looks like it's really strong and durable. So this is going to be a long-lasting vaccine. A single dose is not very effective, but 2 doses fully vaccinated people are. A week or 2 after the second dose, the masks can start to come off. And guess what? You can have everything you've asked for in terms of not requiring social distancing and masks. We can have an extraordinary quality of life. This is time limited. It's not in perpetuity. Well, if this is not in perpetuity, we are going to vaccinate our way out of this epidemic starting in the summer. If enough Americans get vaccinated, we could actually halt virus transmission potentially. If you do the simple math, I did a back of the envelope calculation. Once you get over 65% of the population with a single dose of the vaccine and 50% 2 doses, the amount of transmission will really start to decline. 60 to 70%, 60 to 80% threshold. We need to get to about 75% before we interrupt transmission. Around 3/4 of the U.S. population, roughly 80% of the U.S. population,
2 doses turned to 3.
I think ultimately a third immunization with the mRNA vaccines will probably be needed at some point. We thought there was a pretty high likelihood we might have to give a third immunization down the line anyway at some point because we had no idea about the durability of protection of any of these vaccines. So if you got a 2-dose Pfizer Moderna vaccine, think of it as a 3-dose vaccine. We ultimately will need to give a third immunization, and I've been pretty much saying that all along. This was always a 3-dose vaccine, and so this was all predicted and predictable. I've always said this is a 3-dose vaccine. 2 mRNA vaccines were always a 3-dose vaccine. We've known for a while that this was going to be a 3-dose vaccine. The big unknown is what happens to those of us who got 3 doses. I don't have the answer. You need that third immunization to get a 30 to 40-fold rise. After you get that third immunization, you do get a big boost in virus-neutralizing antibodies.
By November 2021, the U.S. population had met what Hotez and the government called fully vaccinated.
Today, we hit 2 important milestones. 80% of adults now have at least their first shot, and 70% of adults are now fully vaccinated.
But the goalposts were shifted, and the booster campaign was just getting started.
And we're going to have to change the definition of fully vaccinated. What counts as full immunization will be 3 doses just because we gave those first 2 doses so close together. The idea that 2 immunizations constitutes full immunizations, it's not even close. You need that booster, and you probably need the second booster. If you've got a single booster and you're eligible, get your second booster.
The solution here is just continue mass vaccination as aggressively as possible?
That's right.
Are you expecting, as a result, for these vaccines to essentially become a twice yearly thing?
Of course, with mRNA, that may be what's required. You need 2 boosters. You're going to need a third booster. 2 boosts really makes the difference. Get your second booster.
Under these new boosters, they've been available for a little over a week. Who should get them?
Well, anyone who's eligible. So once you're more than out 4 or 5 months from your last booster.
No matter where you're at, maximize out your vaccinations.